Hi there, I'm Rebecca Hedlund, and I am your child science teacher this year. And you can see the lovely Tetons there. That is where I am from, Jackson, Wyoming. And I moved out to the Pacific Northwest a long time ago, a couple decades ago. And I have been working at Islander Middle School. I think this is my 10th year back, but I was here previously back in 2000 for a few years and took some time off to have my children, who are now both in high school at Newport High School. So I live in Bellevue with them and my husband and my dog and my cat. And anyway, I just wanted to give you a little bit of information about what's going to be happening in science and what you can expect to be seeing on your end. So class goals this year really make the big adjustment to middle school. It's a big transition for students anyway, from elementary to middle school, but this year it's just, even bigger with remote learning. And so far the kids are handling it really well. I've just been really impressed with them. We're going to work collaboratively as much as possible through Zoom and further develop their ease and ability to work with other people. Cultivate skills and conceptual understandings of science topics in order to learn more about the natural world, because that's what science is learning all about the natural world. So develop those skills in order to do that. So for our science units this year, we're in the midst of science and tech right now, how to be a scientist. So we were looking at inferences and observations last week. This week we'll get into scientific inquiry, the posing of those scientific questions, and then how to go about investigating them. We're going to move then into ecology and the environment and look at ecosystems and a little bit of human impact, and then solar energy. And then we'll get into waves, really looking at wave properties and then how sound and light waves and how that works. And then electricity and magnetism, which is always a fun unit. Typically that's the unit that most students have some familiarity with, and so we're able to build on their knowledge on that. And we'll end with force and motion. As far as grading, it is cumulative, so the grades are going to accumulate over each trimester. There will be letter grades, and they go along with the points system that I'll be using. So really they're going to be graded on, you'll see different categories in Skyward. Formative, this is going to include weekly check-ins, which we'll do on Fridays just to check understanding of the material. Students can always take those as many times as they would like. And so if you happen to see a formative quiz score in there that's a little bit low, know that your child has the opportunity to go back and retry because we want them to really understand the material. So review a little bit more, try it again. And then any practice work that I grade will be as a formative grade. They will be getting feedback on assignments. Not necessarily every assignment will be in Skyward. And then we'll have summative scores, which would be for tests, larger projects, or any end of the unit demonstration of their learning would fall under that summative category. Then there's also a category for engagement, which has no point value, but it's for your information. So you know how they are engaged in the work, whether that's in class during our meetings or whether that's during asynchronous time getting those assignments finished and turned in. So really looking for cameras on, please. It just makes such a big difference when we can see students and interact with them and know they're with us. So if that's an issue with your child, I'd love to talk that through. Backgrounds are always helpful. They can do a virtual background and turn those cameras on if at all possible. Focus on class, so no phones or other electronic devices, no playing games or eating, please no laying down. This is a classroom as much as we can make it be, and so all those things would apply. Having materials ready, participating in our discussions, chats, breakout rooms, and again, turning in assignments. So students can be coming to all the Zoom meetings, but if they're not turning in assignments, you'll see that reflected in that engagement score. As far as materials, we don't have hardback books. We have, I'll hold one up here, which you might have picked up already. We've got student workbooks that we'll be using. And so for each unit, we'll be using on the Realize Reader app that we're going to talk about very soon. So your students will learn how to use that Realize Reader app. And it's very handy because it will read the text to students. And sometimes that's nice so they can hear the pronunciation and just have it follow along reading as it's being read to them. And so they'll learn how to do that. Please have a science notebook. Make sure your child has some place for all of their science notes, whether it's a notebook, it could be a folder that they're keeping online, maybe on a Google Drive. But they do need some system of organization for science. And then a planner. I highly encourage a planner. It's a lot to keep track of. And so they can write it down in a planner. If they are not into paper planners, there are many different digital planners that would work wonderfully. And then success opportunities for each student. Come prepared every day with the materials needed, assignments finished, so that we can keep on with our learning. It's going to build over the week, and so it's nice if they keep up with the weekly schedule so that we get a glance. Actively engage in learning. Willing to talk with others and interact with Zoom features. And again, check Week at a Glance and Schoology daily, and they really do need to be turning in assignments. I am very happy to have students pop in during my office hours. My Zoom ones are 12:45 to 1:15 every day, and that's a great time. They don't have to stay for the whole time. They can pop in, ask their questions, get clarification or help, and then move on. And then I would encourage students to check Skyward once a week just to make sure that they're on top of the work. Maybe they thought something was turned in and it's not, and so that we can reconcile that and get that fixed. And Schoology versus Skyward, please look at Schoology for a list of assignments and due dates, any updates from me, maybe they need some special materials for class. And then any messages from me would go through Schoology to students. Students can message me through Schoology. And then Skyward really is the grading part of it. So it's going to show grades, scores for assignments, and then any missing work. So as far as communication, that Week at a Glance is available by 8 o'clock every Monday morning, and it goes through the work of the week. And then the assignments are in Schoology. They can look at their upcoming column on their iPad. It lists all their upcoming assignments. There's also the calendar option on Schoology where they can look at all their assignments there. I'll be sending out monthly science updates starting at the beginning of October just to keep you aware of what we're doing in class. And then again, please email with any questions that you might have. Maybe I missed something in this presentation that you were wondering that I didn't answer for you, or if there's something you would like me to know about your child, please do not hesitate to email me. I am always happy to talk with you. So thanks so much, and we're going to have a great year.